All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Mr. D, and I have been gone for like 2 months, and I am back with Comic Book Haul number 22. It's summertime, so we've been pretty busy as a family. The kids have been doing stuff, just been hanging out at the pool, taking a couple trips. I just got back from Chicago last weekend, so it's been a good summer. It's been a busy summer. Haven't had really a whole lot of time to collect and do a lot of digging for books, but I have managed to acquire a decent stack in the last 2 months since the last time I did a haul. So without further ado, let's just get into these books because this is going to be a kind of a long video. First up, I picked up Ascender, and I picked this up from Midtown. This is double signed by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Negron, and it is COA. So I picked this up for, I think Midtown had this for like $3.99. I also picked up Immortal Hulk number 18. I just really dig this Alex Ross cover. Then a while back I picked up Batman 31. This is just thought this was cool Ben Oliver cover. I also picked up Savage Avengers number 1. I actually just wanted to read this, so I just picked up the regular cover. No big deal there. Deathstroke 43, the B cover. This is the Clayton Crane. This is the issue that Deathstroke dies in. Of course, you know, I had to pick up some Art Germ. Catwoman number 11. And you guys know I'm a Jenny Frison fan, so this is Wonder Woman number 70. I also dig some Mark Brooks, so I picked up Detective Comics 1003, and I also picked up 1004, which makes the connecting cover. So, really been liking Mark Brooks lately. I think it's kind of underrated. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 6, first appearance of Spider-Bite. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 6, first appearance of Starling. Is this Vulture's daughter, possibly? So I'll pick that up. Then off good old eBay, I picked up Detective Comics 9.95, also a killer Mark Brooks cover. And then I also got Deceased number 1, Yasmin Putri. This is the It horror cover. Really love the movie It. And then I also picked up DC Deceased number 2, which is the Nightmare on Elm Street cover. As you guys know, I'm also a big Mark Brooks fan, so I picked up, I think this is Deadpool number 13, beautiful Eddie Granoff with Vision and Scarlet Witch. Then my LCS had 25% off for the whole month of July. He let me go down there a little bit early, and I did some digging. I found Akira number 1. Now, this book is definitely beat up, but I only paid cover price for it, and it's 25% off. So I got a really sweet deal on this, and I've been wanting to get this. I want to upgrade, especially with rumors of a possible movie. But like I said, this is a really beat up cover. It's got some color rubs right there. Got a big crease right there, and the back cover is really beat up, but still, for cover price, I wanted to pick it up. Akira number 1. I also found Sensational She-Hulk 43, and I also picked up Doctor Strange 383. This is the Giving Tree homage. And I saw this because of Poor Man Comics, so shout out to Poor Man Comics. Found myself a copy of this. I love this book as a kid, and I like reading this book to my kid. I found this. This is just kind of a cool cover. This is the Flash 35 from the new 52. This is the monster variant. Flash is all mummied out, so I thought that was pretty cool. Found another copy of Spider-Man #1. This one is still polybagged, so I snagged that up. Batman #3 from the new 52. This is the harder to find all red second print, so I saw that and snagged this up. Captain Marvel, what is this, #16, and this is the first appearance of Favel Val, I think. But I know this is a first appearance. This book got kind of warm during the Captain Marvel movie announcement. I don't know if this is even really worth anything anymore, but I saw this and for cover price and then 25% off, I snagged that up. I also picked up Doctor Strange #15. This is the Amy Grant cover. I found another copy of Masters of the Universe #1. This is the DC. So I got another copy of that. This was kind of cool. I don't think this goes for much, but this is Married with Children #3. Kelly Goes to College. Couldn't find any of these on eBay, so I don't know if this really commands anything, but again, Married with Children with Kelly on it, I scooped it up. I also found Daredevil #100. This is the Michael Turner variant. I've been looking for this book for a while. I found it once in the wild, and the guys wanted $10 for it. I was like, hey, I'm not paying 10. So I was really happy to snag this up. Again, cover price with 25% off. Beautiful Michael Turner. Emma Frost #1. Greg Horn. Again, cover price 25% off. He actually had like 2, 3, and 4, and 5. He was kind of mad that I was taking #1. He wanted me to take the whole set, but I didn't want the whole set. So I saw this a while back. This is Dr. Voodoo. This is #3. I don't remember who the artist is. Is this John Romita Jr., I think? Either way, this is a really dope cover of Dr. Voodoo, who's not really on a lot of covers. If he ever makes a movie appearance, this book might see a little bit of action just because it's, I know there's like a Dynamic Forces autograph version of this, but this is just the regular cover. Still a really, really cool cover. I also found myself a copy of Uncanny X-Men 221, first appearance of Mr. Sinister. This is like my 4th copy, so I'll snag these up every time. I think Mr. Sinister is an undervalued villain, and if X-Men goes forward, now that Disney owns the rights to X-Men, I could see him popping up in a movie sooner than later. I found a second copy of Hawkeye #1. Also found a third copy of Spawn #1, and this is actually the best condition copy that I have now. I have a regular newsstand, and now this one, which is just regular, but this one is nice and clean, so I'll snag this up. Spider-Man 2000 #1, J. Scott Campbell. Doesn't go for much, but J. Scott Campbell I'll pick up. Second copy of this. This is Avengers Dark Reign, The List. This is the second printing variant, just with a really cool Ronin cover by Dirkovich. So, second copy of this. Then I also found Amazing Spider-Man 265. Really nice, clean copy. First appearance of Silver Sable. This I didn't pay cover price for, but I negotiated a fairly decent price for this. This is a cover that I've been wanting for a while. This is a Neil Adams book. It is Superman 233. And this is probably in a fine condition. It's really in decent shape. So really excited and happy to have this in my collection. I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but when I saw this, I had to snag this up because this is definitely one of those classic covers, classic Neil Adams. Just probably one of my favorite Superman covers, and probably one of my favorite Neil Adams covers, with the exception of most of his Batman covers. Those would definitely knock these down, but this is still top 10 Neil Adams artwork for me. So very happy to pick up this Superman. And then I also picked up Action Comics. This is 643, and this is an homage by George Perez to Superman #1. Really excited to find this. It doesn't go for too much, I don't think, but this is a really clean copy. I wish I had this a couple months ago when George Perez was down at C2E2. I would have loved to have him sign this. Just really, really cool book. Love the yellows. They really pop with the red and the blue there. So, homage to Superman #1. Let's see. Then these I picked up, newer comics. Wonder Woman 72, Jenny Frison, which I actually own. Speaking of C2E2, I actually have the print of this book. I'm actually looking up at it right now. I have number 32 of 40. And so that print turned into a comic book. It said Wonder Woman 72. So I picked up 3 copies. I'll probably get these signed at some point. I don't think they'll ever go for much, but again, because I have the print, I just wanted to get this. So really happy to have this. All right, let's see. Picked up Ride #1, Adam Hughes. I think a lot of people picked this up. Picked up Black Cat #1. This is the Chris Anka 1 in 25. There was a ton of Black Cat variants, tons of store variants. This is really the only one that I wanted because I like the all-white cover. Silver Surfer Black #1. Again, Eddie Granoff. This is Comics Pro. I picked this up on Midtown. This was selling for a little bit on eBay. Picked this up from Midtown for cover price. Saw that they had this, so I snagged one of these up before they sold out. Picked up another Black Surfer Black. This one I picked up before I found out about this one. This is the Gerald Perel 1 in 25. Out of all the covers, this is the one I liked because it had the Fantastic Four in the reflection of his surfboard. So I picked this one up and pre-ordered it before I knew of this one. So now I have 2 copies of Silver Surfer Black, which is okay. And then let's see. I pre-ordered this a while ago. This is Jungle Comics #1. This is the Dave Dorman Virgin variant. This is, I want to say this is like a 1 in 25. Might be around there. But just a really gorgeous Dave Dorman Virgin variant for Jungle Comics here. So pick this up. I don't know if it's really got much heat, but we'll stash this away in the PC and see what happens with it down the road. And then, let's see, Aspen Comics was having some sort of sale. I don't remember. I think it was like a customer appreciation. And if you ordered $25 worth of books, you got a free book. So, of course, I had to try to get that free book, which I'll show you in a second. But to get that book, I picked out Fathom #1, Sia variant. What is this? Executive Assistant Iris #1. I want to say that this is the artist that does Monstrous. I want to say that that's who did the cover on this. it's been a while. It's actually been a long time since this sale, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost positive. There's no signature on it. I'm almost positive this is the artist that does Monstrous. Let's see. Got a David Finch. This is Fathom Blue Descent. So a nice David Finch. And I already have a copy of this, but I needed to buy this to fulfill my $25 worth. This is Lady Mechanica #1, J. Scott Campbell. So second copy of that, but like I said, I need to get this to basically get this book. And this is the Customer Appreciation exclusive. This was limited to 250 copies. You had to spend $25 to get this book. This is Fathom #1, and this is the J. Scott Campbell. J. Scott Campbell already did this exact cover, but this is just a recolored version. The original, I believe her bikini is like a darker aqua, and then it's got blue hues around her instead of this purple with the magenta bikini. So like I said, this is limited to 250 copies. This book was selling for over $100 when this first came out, and I don't know if it's still at this, but either way, I am not getting this out of my PC. I'm gonna hang on to this bad boy for a while since I'm the J. Scott Campbell fan, and I'm just really happy I was able to snag one of these, and I didn't have to overpay. I had to spend $25 on it. Let's see, this was another one of my pre-orders. This is Horror Comics #1. This is Marca Andofa, Chamber of Chills 16 or 19 homage. This is limited. This supposedly was limited to 300 copies. I was able to get 2 copies of this. I already sold my second copy, which basically paid for both my copies. So really happy I was able to take this and flip my second copy to pay for the cost of this and still have one in my personal collection. I know I'd love to get that Chamber of Chills. Unfortunately, I think that's a little out of my price range. So I will be happy with the homage cover here. So this is pretty cool. It's actually all distressed. It's one of those distressed looking books. I can't tell if you can really tell, but it's made to look like it's old and worn. So really cool to have this. I don't know what I don't remember what store was having those. Maybe 7, 8, 9. But don't quote me on that. Either way, that's long sold out. Let's see. I picked this up from Comics Elite. This is Lady Death Apocalypse #1. This is the sketch cover. This was done by an artist named Matt Martin. So he actually took this, and this is sketched. I don't know if this is numbered. It's all sealed here, but it does have a COA. So I don't know if this is limited to a certain amount. But there's a COA for this. But really cool. Really happy to pick this up. I snagged this up for like $20. So happy to get that. Let's see here. Let's get some of these books out of the way. And then this is the big book. This is Red Sonja, Birth of the She-Devil. This book was announced on, I first saw this book on CBSI. They were giving away a copy. I was able to click the link and get one of these. This sold out really quick. This was done by Silent Partner. I haven't heard of this artist before. This is Kendrick Kunka Lim. So it's Kunkka. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. Lim. Again, I've never really heard of him, but this was done by Silent Partner Comics. This was limited to 500 copies. This was another book that shot up. I think these were going for about 100, 125 because they sold out so fast. So I saw this when CBSI was doing their first giveaway of this went and bought my copy. Then they gave away a second book. By the time I went to go buy a second one, I was well sold out. But I was really happy to secure a copy of this. And this same artist has another variant of Vampirella #1 coming out, which is also limited to 500 copies, which is also sold out now through Silent Partner Comics. So that should be coming out July 17th, I think that comes out. So really happy to pick this up. This will definitely be staying in this top loader. So for Vampirella #1, I picked up that Kendrick Lim Vampirella. I also picked up the J. Scott Campbell Icon. I pre-ordered that from Midtown in hopes that it was going to be some different artwork, and it's not. It's just a reprint of some of his old artwork, which was a little disappointing, especially for the fact that's a 1 in 75. And then I also pre-ordered Derek Chu, who is doing a cover for San Diego Comic-Con. I was able to get the Virgin and the trade dress, and I'm going to have the trade dress autographed at San Diego Comic-Con by the artist who had Derek Chu do these covers for him, and those are going to get sent to me after San Diego Comic-Con. So I am super excited to get those because that is an absolutely gorgeous cover. Not the biggest Derek Chu fan, surprisingly enough, but I do like some of his stuff. Moving on to the slab books, I kind of hopped on the bandwagon, probably a little bit late to this, but I got this for under 70 bucks. It's Avengers 684, and that's the first appearance of the Immortal Hulk. I got this graded at a 9.6, so added this to the collection. The hype for this has really died down dramatically. That's why I say I think I got on the bandwagon a little bit too late for this. Either way, really happy to have a copy of this in the PC. This is a great Mark Brooks cover. We'll see if this has any holding power. Again, I got it for under 70, which I was pretty happy about at the time. So I think I got it on the way down, but probably still could have. I got it for cheaper if I just waited a little bit longer. This next book, I already have a raw copy of it, but I saw this and I got a really great deal on this. This is Astonishing Ant-Man #10, probably my favorite Jenny Frison cover of all time. And again, I do have a raw copy, but I saw this and wanted to pick it up to have a graded copy. And of course, since I am the king of 9.6s, that's what I rolled with. So really happy to have this in a slab. And then I also found a really good deal on a book that I have already one copy of, and that is Gamora #2, the Francisco Mattina. I found a second copy, so this is my first copy. And now I have dos copies of this. Both of them 9.6s, because that's what I do. So really happy to have a second copy of this Gamora Francisco Mattina book. Again, it was a pretty good deal. I couldn't really say no to it. Didn't necessarily want a second copy of it, but again, for the price I paid for it, it was kind of like, you know what? I know I can turn around and flip that. I think that's always going to be a sought-after variant by Mattina. I think it's cooled off a little bit just because the little bit of trouble he got in, but just give it a little bit, and I think it's going to creep back up. Maybe when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 drops a trailer, I think that book might start to creep back up. So either way, really good deal on that. And then my last book is a commission that I got. This is from Corey Hampshire. And I'm a little disappointed in this because it got graded as art. I don't know if it really affects any resale value down the road, but I had this commission done of Wolverine. I wanted the brown and yellow classic outfit, and I wanted Wolverine just hanging out in the rain. So this was my first full color commission that I've ever done, that I sent out to go get graded. Again, I don't really know when books come back graded as art, if that has any impact. So if you guys know or have any opinion about that, by all means, please drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of that. But couldn't be happier with the way that this commission turned out. Again, for my first commission piece, I was really nervous, but I think that turned out really good. Corey's not that well known in the comic book community, but he does do work for Marvel and I believe DC. I was thinking about getting a female, but females aren't really necessarily his strong suit. So I wanted to go with a character that was popular in case I did want to sell this. Wolverine's always been popular. I don't think I should have really any issues probably selling this down the road when I'm ready to move on with it. I suppose it's probably a good thing that got graded as art, because you can see there's a bunch of, he didn't put anything on the back side. So there's all sorts of marks and dirt from him doing the commission on the back side. So it's probably better off that got graded as art versus trying to get an actual, like a 9.8 or 9.6. So just absolutely cool piece. Having him in the rain was a last minute thing too. It was just kind of a spur of a moment. I'm like, And then I wanted him to do a cigar. I have a cigar hanging out, but by that time it was already too late. He already started doing the background coloring. So I suppose you can't really smoke a cigar in the rain anyways. It'll probably go out. So really happy. So hey guys, that is going to do it. I know this was a little bit longer of a video, but it felt like a small haul. Next time I'll try not to be 2 months in between videos. I know I do have a bunch of pre-order books that I've been able to get, so I should be doing something relatively soon. And my LCS is still having its 25% off, and I've only gone through boxes A through E, so I still have a lot of digging to do. Yeah, I'll see if I can get some time to get on down there and get the books before anyone else does, because I know I got some competition and some other local YouTubers that like to hit up my LCS. So I got to get down there before they do and get all the good stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. We will talk to you guys later. See ya.